Namibia is making history as its President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah prepares to speak at the 80th United Nations General Assembly. A maiden speech will mark a key moment for Namibia on the world stage. Presidential Press Secretary Jonas Mbambo now sheds light on the significance of this maiden speech and what it represents for Namibia internationally. Jonas, good evening and thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup.
Very good evening to you, Nina, and good evening to your viewers. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, Jonas, let's just get right into it. Talk to us about the key message that the President will share in her maiden speech at the UNGA.
As you rightfully said, Nina, in your introduction, that this is a very, very big moment, not only for Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah as the first female president, but also for us as a country to see her on the global stage. She is not new to the United Nations. He is an individual who has been in the space of international relations for over 40 years. He is a seasoned diplomat, but it will be the first time that she will be addressing the United Nations General Assembly as the head of state. Now, the president's maiden speech will carry a very clear message in terms of, setting the tone. Namibia has had, principled stance on many issues that include the economic embargoes on Cuba, for example, and Zimbabwe, the issue of Western Sahara, the Palestinian question. There's always been a mainstay in the presidents that have gone before her at the UNGA, and that just goes to show the continuity that Namibia sustains in terms of its principled stance in saying, like, look, we know how it feels to be oppressed. We know how it feels to be downtrodden. And until there is peace for all, we cannot be at peace.
In addition to her speech, Jonas, the president will also be engaging leaders of various countries on bilateral level. How does she see these interactions, helping to strengthen Namibia's international visibility and deepen our diplomatic ties?
Absolutely. I mean, Namibia has always been big on teaming up with other countries, if I can put it that way. And Namibia is also very big on multilateralism. It's a country that and it's already been said by those that have come before her, that you can't do things by yourself. So building those bridges and strengthening those relations with already existing countries that you are doing business with, or are in business with, and most importantly, also nurturing new relationships is indispensable in a world where that is constantly changing. And that's a reminder that we do need each other as the global community to help achieve our goals and aspirations as a young country.
Part of the trip also includes a working visit to Philadelphia. Unpack that for us as well.
Yes, the trip to Philadelphia will focus on the economic side of things. Namibia is also very big on economic diplomacy. So we'll be visiting the city of Philadelphia. The tri-state areas, they call it, which includes New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware, where the president and a delegation will be engaging political leadership, the business community, and also paying a visit to the port of Philadelphia, as well as the airport. As you know, Namibia is stepping into a new stage in terms of the oil and gas industry. So that will also feature in the relations in the conversations with the community of Philadelphia in terms of what best practices we can learn from them as a country that also, as a city that also has a port, and what we can learn from them and how we can improve our ports and airports as well.
Jonas, talk to us about who's forming part of this delegation and perhaps what their itinerary looks like as well for this trip.
Yeah, we do have representatives from the NIPDB. We also have, of course, our Minister of International Relations. We also have Minister of Gender, Emma Kantema Gaumas, as well as Feni Tushavi, the youngest MP in the National Assembly, will also be accompanying the president because there will be also deliberations around the youth empowerment on the sidelines of the UNGA conversation. So that's basically some of the individuals that are part of the delegation, and of course also the business community that has also come along.
Well, just lastly, Jonas, beyond the international stage, what difference does the President hope her maiden speech will make for ordinary Namibians here back home?
Perhaps historical context matters, when it comes to answering this question, because when you talk about the United Nations and Namibia's independence, it's almost impossible. You can't talk about Namibia's independence without talking about the United Nations and the role it has played. And for Namibia to be consistent in attending all the UN General Assemblies over the years says a lot about how appreciative it is of the efforts that were made by free countries, and who also saw the importance of seeing us free as well, to be on the path of self-determination. Namibia is always, through the president, of course. When the president speaks, he speaks on behalf of each and every Namibian, regardless of their faith, their political affiliation. She speaks on behalf of all Namibians, and she carries the voice of all Namibians and the hopes of all Namibians in terms of saying, look, this is where we are in life, and this is where we would want to go. We're talking about jobs, we're talking about peace and security for all, and just, contributing to the conversation that, we should never lose hope in the face of all these tumultuous situations that we're going through as a global community. And lastly, also just in reminding the world that no matter how small you are, you have a global opportunity through the United Nations General Assembly to express your views around how you think the world should be.